Is this working? Oh, fix OBS. All right, looks like Twitch is working and YouTube is working as well. Okay, so I've shifted some things around because I'm streaming to both Twitch and YouTube, and I can stream in higher quality to YouTube, and so I'm encoding my stream twice. So that was causing some problems last time. I want to see if it does anything this time. And then I also improved my audio a bit, and apparently Twitch is unstable. Bitrate too high. I'm not sure. Because OBS says it's fine, but Twitch says there's a problem. So anyway, I'll just kind of monitor that. All right, so, well, this is basically where we left off last time. I was crashing my GPU, probably because I'm trying to write to an image. I was hoping this would work, but apparently not, at least on my GPU. So what I was hoping for is, so like we have this image memory that I got from Vulkan memory allocator, and I was hoping that instead of the staging buffer, I could just write directly to it, because that works for regular buffers, because I have resizable bus address space or above 4G decoding or whatever you want to call it. I have all that enabled. So I can write to the whole GPU and not just the 256 megabyte buffer. At least for regular buffers, but apparently it doesn't work like that for images. And it could also be that I had this when I was actually trying to display the image. I had it in a bad layout, but I would think I'd just get a validation error and not a GPU crash. But doing something like this, yeah, it might crash the GPU. So I need to add staging buffer for this. So if I look how I was doing this before, this cannot split window. What? Okay, well, split window. No, I want the vertical split. There we go. All right. So let's look at how I did this before. And yeah, so I just had this staging buffer. I wrote the pixels to it and then unmapped it. And then I copied that buffer to the image with this device single time commands. So we go in here, copy buffer. Let's see, because that's just copy buffer. Here we go, copy buffer to image. Okay, so I'm just running vkcmd copy buffer to image, destination layout. Okay, this doesn't look too bad because I think, yeah, I have command runner here. Yeah, so, oh, I already have image transition set up. Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, this is the right one. Okay, I knew I had done something for like single time commands like this, or really just commands in general. I didn't know I already did image transitions, so I should be able to transition it and do the staging buffer pretty quick. So let's see, command runner copy buffer, vkcmd copy buffer. Okay, well then I'm just gonna do copy buffer to image. And I still haven't decided on snake versus camel case, but just snake case for now. Okay, region, all that looks fine. So command buffer, what am I doing? It's Discord, command buffer, buffer image, transfer optimal. Is this how many images? Region count, regions, okay. I just have the one region, which is the whole image. Yeah, all right, that makes sense. MIP level 0. Yeah, I'm just copying the whole buffer, so that's fine. are these for here? These look important. Oh, these are the return types. It's just on separate lines. Okay. Do I need... No, copy. I'll move this up here next to copy buffer. It's a little more clear. And these should have spaces between them since... Yeah, okay. Now things are a little more clear. Okay. So copy buffered image, so that works. And then... Let's see, I know I'm doing like single time commands somewhere. I want to copy what I was doing before. Is it a renderer? Okay, I'm just doing command runner transition image, but is this... So some of this here, this is kind of complicated about how the render graph works. I do want to simplify this, but for now, it's just going to be complicated. And let's see, checking the streams real quick. It's higher than the recommended bit rate of 13,500. Okay, but everything seems to be fine on YouTube and Twitch. Still says it's unstable. But 0 dropped frames, so I assume the encoder is doing everything it needs to. Just play this. Audio off. Yeah, I can show this window. Let's see. Just testing to see if like my head movement and all that's fine. Like things aren't choppy from the compression. Yeah, looks fine. Okay. So I seem to have fixed the encoding problems. Pause that. Okay. Anyway, back to this. Yep. So the render graph is kind of complicated how it works. Because I'm basically like storing Lambda functions and using like templates to capture the arguments. So this is kind of similar to like you ever done functional programming stuff, kind of like function currying. And the reason I did it this way, and it's kind of getting sidetracked a bit, but the reason I did it this way is because on the old, is it in here? Yeah, kind of in here, right? So this is the old system, and I basically had to write out a prototype for every single Vulkan command I wanted to use. But the way I'm doing it here is I can just basically partially apply the function arguments and then store that partial application as a Lambda function. And so it's more dynamic, but it does have a little bit more boilerplate, I guess, on the user end. And I want to come up with a better solution for this, but for right now, this is kind of good enough. All right, so like add node here is how I'm adding something. And it works. And so like here, these are like shared pointers because the render node needs to hold the lifetime of the data it's using. And then here's the actual Lambda function where it's passing things in. So it's setting these variables. And then, yeah, and so here's like the Vulkan command. And then it's passing in, and then to this VK CMD pipeline barrier, it's passing in this dependency info that gets returned from transition image, apparently. Okay, so still, how do I do the single time commands? Because this, oh, okay, yeah, so that's a little weird. Somewhere I'm doing single time commands, I'm just not sure where. Well, anyway, let me just, yeah, like I've been using this command pool allocator and then command runner. Yeah, okay, so these just return things, but this is what I actually want to do. Okay, well, I can do begin recording, end recording, and then run it. And then does this handle the command buffers for me? It looks like it does. So command runner pool. So, okay, pool is null get pool command buffer. Okay. And then call begin recording. Okay. And then end recording. Okay. And then run does end recording. It doesn't actually delete it, which is fine. Okay, see how this works. So it should be pretty easy. If we go into image. So, well, first I need to put into a buffer, but I'll actually do that second. Right now I can do command runner. Call this staged upload or something. It's a constructor name. Yep. Oh. Yeah. There we go. Staged upload. So I want to write copy buffer to image. So buffer to do image should be VK image, right? Underscore. Yeah, it's just not auto completing. Okay. Width height. Okay, and then yeah, and so this copy buffer to image. So then I also need a buffer, and that. Let's see, is it where am I handling buffers? I haven't done a lot of work on this recently because I know I'm handling images there. Like I can just create a random buffer, it's fine, but I'd rather, because I know I have something to automatically create buffers. Or yeah, it's in pipeline, right? Yeah, so in here, okay, yeah. So I've got the GPU allocator, and where does this come from? Or okay, so that is the buffer. So where do I get this from? GPU allocator. Create. Oh yeah, that's GPU allocation. Yeah, so this is my custom memory allocation library. Trying to remember how it works as well. So GPU allocator, and where does this come from? Is that in here, or is that just like a global variable I have somewhere? I think this is just a global variable. I just don't have it tied to a namespace or anything. Really? Yeah. Okay. Sure. Let's use that then. So GPU allocator. All right. Called a non-static. It's just create buffer, right? Yeah. Without an object argument. What do you mean? Okay. No, undeclared identifier GPU allocator. Yeah, that's what I would think. See, where's this coming from? Speed go to implementation? No. Yeah, its type definition is here, but okay, I guess it's just this. So when you add base allocator here, this would be allocator base allocator. So does this work now? Create buffer. There we go. So args name. So I think those args are for let's see, type to usage. Okay, so that's like VK buffer usage. Why is it just called args? Oh, because I think I'm using where is it? Yeah, I'm just sort of templating it, so it's not great. But anyway, it's buffer usage flags and then memory property flags. So VK buffer usage transfer destination. Well, it's source and destination. Is it also storage buffer? Let me see what I was doing before. In here, if I made a staged buffer. Staging buffer. Okay. Transfer source, host visible, host coherent. Okay. Guess that's fine. Yep. So buffer usage, transfer source. Do I not also need transfer destination? Hold on. Staging buffer, staged buffer. What? Copy buffer. Oh, I see. If I look at image, what was I doing in here? Okay, transfer source, host visible, host coherent. Yeah. I would think I would want transfer destination, but apparently not. I don't know, maybe that was a bug in my original. But yeah, host visible. If we want device local. Oh, yeah. Not a name. Maybe I don't want to use this because, like, when I'm creating a buffer through the GPU allocator this way, it's essentially making a global buffer that everything can access if it uses the get buffer. And so maybe I don't want to do that, so I don't have to give it a name or anything, because all this is really calling. Let's see if I create buffer. Okay, then I'm calling like the GPU allocation code here. I mean, it's kind of complicated. Well, I mean, I can just make a GPU allocation. I don't need to make a... Yeah, that's probably better. Yep. And then what does the destructor do here? Just freeze it, which... Okay, good. I want to make sure it wasn't going to like try to remove this name from the allocator or anything. All right, so I'm going to do that instead. So let's just make a new GPU allocation. What is this? Staging buffer, and then PK buffer usage, transfer source bit, PK memory property, host visible, device local, name, nothing. I don't care. This name shouldn't matter. Okay. And then the buffer I want to copy to the image is the staging buffer, PK buffer. And then I want to actually upload things to this. So staging buffer, I think I can just, do I have to allocate from it? I think so. Yeah, because I have this whole complicated thing about like resizing with writes and all that. Let me see how this works again. So I might have to sub-allocate from it before I can upload to it. So buffer usage. Where am I doing buffer size? Buffer info.size. Alloc. Why am I calling alloc? Yeah. Descriptor data. Okay, this isn't actually creating anything. This is just setting up some structs. And I call alloc, and this is what I actually want to do. Okay, and then I get the mapped memory. Okay, and then when it gets deleted, it calls free, so I don't have to worry about cleaning anything up. So go back to image. Just move around my chat windows in case anyone shows up. Okay. So Staging buffer. Can I not call alloc? Do I have to call realloc? Realloc byte size. Yeah, okay, realloc is fine. Staging buffer, realloc. Okay, and I want to give this a size. And so the size is the image size, so that's width, height, times 4. And this is in bytes. Yeah, right, because it's 4 bytes, and then times width times height. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, should this really be channels? Whatever, it's fine. It's always going to be 4. Yeah, so realloc, so that allocates the buffer for me, and then I actually need to write to it. So how do we do this? Can I just call write? No. I can get the buffer. Can I just get the mapped data from it or something? Because really, I made this whole allocation library for like using these sub allocators, and I'm trying to bypass them. That's why this is a little weird right now. I think I could probably just use a linear allocator and just allocate one big block and then write to it. That'll work, but if I don't need to do that. Let's see. So write DST offset source data. It's just mem copy. Byte size, but I guess write is probably no. Or that's sub allocator. Where? This is so complicated. Try to figure out what I'm doing here. Where's GPU allocator? Here we go. So yeah, okay. So write is protected. Well, not anymore, since I need it for this. Right. Okay, so DST offset is 0. What was this? Or just at the bottom. 0. Source data, that is pixels. Byte size is width times height. That looks good. And then copy buffer to image. And maybe command runner. I might just abstract this out and like copy host pointer to image or something, but for now this is fine. Yep. Staged upload. Upload to image. So yeah, upload to the VK image and then stage upload run. Go. Now we can get rid of this. And then I also need to transition the image layout. So I guess I can just do that here, right? Can I say transition image? Right, but these return like I don't think these are meant for running single time commands. Because yeah, they return this dependency info, which is a little strange. So what do these actually do? Okay, so there's image barrier. I think this is what I need. Yeah. So image barrier, right? This is if I give it, if I'm going from DST optimal to shader read only optimal, then this is setting up all the source access mask and all that. Okay, and then this returns an actual image and memory barrier, or oh, it's just returning shared pointers. Okay, I guess that's fine. But these, okay, and that's why these are static functions. Yep. Okay. Then if I actually want to run those, I guess, what is it, like VK memory barrier 2 or something? Should be in here. Render graph, where am I using that? Okay, so transition image, add node. Yeah, VKCMD pipeline barrier 2, dependency info. Okay, and that's setting the barrier image. Okay. Yeah, to do a better solution for image transitions. I definitely agree with this. So, yeah, I guess for now, I'll just do it this way. I don't need to add the node or anything, but yeah, not that. Okay, so barrier dependency info. So source is image layout transfers destination optimal, and then you need to be in image layout shader read only optimal image sub resource range. What's I doing here? Nothing apparently. MIP levels. Forget what this is for. Command runner. Why am I passing it? Okay, I can just pass it MIP levels. Okay. MIP levels. There we go. That'll work. Okay, now if this barrier and the dependency info. Do I even... What am I doing with that? Back to the render graph. So the barrier. Okay, so that's the image. Okay, because I have to set things in the barrier, and then the dependency info points to the barrier. I think. Yeah, I definitely need a better solution for this. Yeah, okay. That points to the barrier, and then the barrier points to the image. That, yeah, I still need to set. Okay. So, yeah, so that actually gives me the barrier, and then TMP barrier dot or image. Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm working on my game engine currently. It's written in Vulkan and C++. Right now, I'm trying to get textures and images working. So I have like an older version of my engine, but I'm rewriting everything to be a lot more dynamic because like the old version of the engine, you have to like set up the whole scene at compile time, and you can't like add and remove objects while it's running or anything. So now I'm trying to redo everything. And so currently I'm working on uploading images because last time I tried this, I ended up crashing my GPU because I was doing it the wrong way. But let's see if this works this time. So anyway, image is VK image. Okay, and then that should be transition, and then I still need to do MIP maps, which is fine. Because MIP levels, I think I'm forcing that to 0 or 1. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. What I was trying to do was, since I have like PCIe rebar or above 4G decoding or whatever you want to call it, and set up on my GPU, I was trying to write directly to the image from like a host pointer, and that crashed everything. It works fine with regular buffers, right? Like I can do it right here. I'm doing that for like all the model matrices, but Apparently it does not work for images, at least on my GPU. And so I'm about to try this again, and I might crash my GPU. So let's see, build it right now. Let's see. All right, and then if this crashes me, I will hopefully be back in like a minute or two.